Join me as we talk all things true crime.
Made contact and shattered.
The missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in and advised that the mother has went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her.
Chad, where are Lori's kids? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
4 were stabbed multiple times and were likely asleep during the attack. Some had defensive wounds.
Most of them had just like one that was the lethal stab wound.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I told a lie, and I told my family, I had to keep lying.
Experiment is a demon.
We haven't cleared anybody.
Hello, how's everybody doing? Thank you so much for being here. This is another ATS News live stream. I've got my moderator, Johnny, handing out beverages. So everybody just sit back, relax. We're going to listen to, let me fix this light a little bit. We're going to listen to Jennifer Soto's police interview. And Marshall Dove, thank you so much for the baby gift. It came today. I messaged you on Facebook, but I just want to make sure that I thank you personally, and just I'm very appreciative. So there's a lot to go through, so we're going to kind of just jump into it. I know that other people have already listened to this. I borrowed the audio from YouTubers, and then I put my own images to it, and then enhanced the audio just a tad. So it's just a crisper version and a little bit louder. So we'll just get right into it. Hit that like button. So we've been going through the 900 pages from the investigation about stephansterns' arrest, etc. What incriminating evidence was found on his devices. So if you need to go through any of that information, that will be on past live streams on this case as well. All we are hoping is for justice for Madeline. And we will start off with the latest information, which, you know, the title of this is Madeline Soto case. Police have no plans to charge Jennifer Soto. So I know that a lot of us kind of had hopes that even a child neglect charge, not even tying her to the involvement of Madeline's demise, but at least the neglect charge for admitting that she would approve and send Stephan and Madeline to sleep in the same bed together. We just thought, you know, there must be something in regards to that coming along. We'll have to see what her role is in Stephan's trial. And I guess it just comes down to not having enough evidence to convict her of anything, any tie to knowledge of the death of her daughter. You know, all that really needs to be laid out and crystal clear, you know, that she knew about it, knew previously about it and all that. So let's watch this.
The 13-year-old girl's picture, and investigators ultimately found her dead in St. Cloud. This was back in early March. Police arrested this man, Stephan Sterns, for her murder. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Sterns is the boyfriend of Maddie's mother. We interviewed them both before law enforcement found the teen's body. Channel 9, Shannon Butler joins us live in studio for this breaking update. And Shannon, sources have told you the mother of Madeline Soto has not broken the law.
That's right. And the interview with Soto takes place on February 27th, about 11:30 p.m., just after her daughter was reported missing. She has a hard time answering some of those questions, but sources tell me nothing so far she has done has been criminal. So at least for now, no charges will be filed. Jennifer Soto appears calm as she tells the Orange County detective the events surrounding her daughter's disappearance. She said at 11 p.m. that Sunday, just after her daughter's 13th birthday, she sent Madeline Soto and Stephan Sterns to bed together.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room? Sometimes. When I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times, we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us. Or sometimes Stephan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
She said they have 2 roommates and another child that sleeps there sometimes, and that Maddie's bedroom is downstairs in the living room. She told investigators she thought that her daughter was getting ready for school the next morning, but she never actually saw her. She said she got up and went to a doctor's appointment and then got back to the house about 11 a.m.
When you got back, was Stefan here? I'm pretty sure he was, yeah. What was he doing? Just sitting in my room at my computer desk on his phone. Okay. What did you guys do? We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Pretty sure he called me around 10:18.
But according to investigators, that wasn't true because Stearns had already been seen driving out of the complex on video with a little girl slumped over in the front seat. Jenn said it wasn't until after Madeline Soto did not come out of the school and was told she wasn't actually there all day that she started to worry.
That's when I knew something was truly wrong. And I'm not before that email or after that email, but I started panicking and freaking out because she should have been to school. She should have made it.
Jenn's answers were hard to come by sometimes, and she told investigators she had taken medicine and was a little spacey, but nothing in this interview or any of the other evidence we received has given detectives a reason to charge her. So something else Jenn Soto told the investigators, she said that Stephan Stearns did not go with her to pick up Madeline Soto at school because he said he had a flat tire. Now that's true. Well, at least the flat tire part, he changed that tire near the same location where Madeline's body was found. Now, Greg, something important here, that it doesn't mean she'll never be charged. If investigators find something else that would warrant charges, they would do that. But at least right now, this is where we stand.
So many parts of that interview, Shannon, so disturbing, including the little girl sleeping with her boyfriend and her on occasion at 13. We'll see what happens, if anything. And that entire interview with Jennifer Soto is more than 33 minutes long, so we have obviously couldn't show it to you here, but we are going through all of the details and what was shared with deputies, and we'll have more from this compelling breaking news that Shannon broke on Eyewitness News at 5 and at 6.
So there you have it. It doesn't mean that no charges would ever come, but as of right now, they stand by saying there's no evidence of her being involved in the crime. So we've seen her stories sort of change from telling the media that she saw her getting dressed. And then in the interview, which we had read through the transcript before this audio came out, she does say she never saw her, but she thought she might have heard her in the kitchen, but wasn't sure. And then in the other documents that we've gone through, we've seen that she's also stated, or at least they have it in their supplemental reports, that Stephan Stearns drove to the house that morning to pick up Madeline and bring her to school. And we don't know why exactly that has been repeated over and over in the documents we've read through, because from everything we knew, he stayed at the house overnight and brought her to school in the morning. So it's just been some different scenarios and stories going on. But here we are. That's what we've all been waiting on. Would she be charged? And as of right now, they have nothing to really charge her with. But then, that's not to say that it could never, ever come in the future. So hello, Roxanne. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a good day today. And Mel Max here. I know it's really sucked us in, I think, for whatever reason. But hi, Jenn. Vidin, good to see you. Diane is listening while she's driving. Drive safe. Okay, so hi, Ashley, and Tony's here too. Now let's start with the audio. So like I said, this is just some stuff I put together with audio that YouTubers had already out on this. So we'll just listen to it ourselves.
1-3, today's date is February 27th, 2024. The time is 23:32 hours. Gonna speak with Jennifer Soto. Hey, Jennifer. I haven't introduced myself. My name's Myra Taglo. I'm a detective with the Sheriff's Office. Do you mind if I talk to you? Do you mind if we talk over there by the car? That's fine.
Yeah. Where? Inside the house?
In the car.
Yeah. Our car?
Yeah. Oh, look at the baby. Does it lock?
No, it should be fine.
Okay. Over here, please.
Going to be able to go back home soon?
I'll explain it in a second. Okay? I have a question too before we get started. Somebody said something like somebody in here has a gun. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's a true statement.
Okay, where is this gun at right now?
It is upstairs in the guest bedroom.
It's not like in any of these cars out here.
No, I don't believe so. I think it's upstairs in the guest bedroom. Bedroom number 4. It's got a number 4 on it.
Okay, how certain are we of that?
As far as I know, the gun is inside upstairs. I haven't heard of it being in the car.
Okay. Let me just move my purse.
If you want to take driver.
So in the same bedroom that Jenn Soto admits to sending Maddie to go sleep with Stefan in, there is a gun. So we know from the evidence log through the documents we read through that they confiscated a backpack. It also had a tripod for your camera and some lubrication lotion, as well as now we know there's a gun also in room number 4. And Johnny, drive safe. I know you're running to the store, and hello, Debbie Fox and everyone that joined. Demi says, I still think she's guilty. So that's the thing is like, what are we saying she's guilty on? Guilty for child neglect, in my opinion, 100%. Did she have other knowledge of things like that? Is that what we're discussing? I do think that something's just not really sitting well with me about all this, especially since stories have changed from her and we've laid that out pretty well. Maybe they're still digging through stuff and they just don't have any evidence of her having knowledge of anything. It's just something's very weird. Both Jenn and stephansterns blame being spaced out on RX drugs. Yes, disgusting. I hope Maddie's toxology report is released someday. Agree. Because we definitely read, the last time we read through the documents was probably one of the most disturbing pages we stumbled on. It was pretty much describing stuff that was found on videos and pictures in Stefan's phone. And a lot of them described Maddie as being, quote unquote, asleep. So we were all wondering, you know, like, was she drugged? And that's why it's saying she's asleep in all these instances. And there's been a lot of speculation about, you know, her possibly being drugged. She was very tired at school and falling asleep at school. It was reported. Hey, Florida. He said, hi, everybody. It's my boy's birthday, but just dropping to say hello. Hit that like button. Remind Amber that she rules. Everyone smash the like. Thank you so much, Florida. I appreciate you. I hope you'll be here tomorrow night for our Watts deep dive. Or she's the state's witness, right, Mac? Because remember, he has 2 separate trials. One for the CP found on his phone and devices, and then one separate for justice for Madeline's life. So I think so too, Marshall. I think that's a high probability. She is just as guilty for enabling stephansterns to even be alone with Maddie. I agree. Yes, and happy birthday to your friend, Florida. Let him know that we've all said happy birthday.
I could be incorrect. I don't look at that. I'm not sure.
If you want to start the car and just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Well, let me make this. I know it's not the most comfortable. but at least you won't be cold over here.
I get cold super easy.
Yeah, I'm the same way, so I understand. You want to take a seat right over here? And then she's gonna... Don't worry about the...
Do you have your keys on you?
Here, have it a little closer just in case.
Sorry, this isn't my car. There we go. Okay, so I'm not sure if he introduced himself, but his name is Luis Acosta. Okay. We both work for Orange County Sheriff's Office. So I understand you spoke with the other guy earlier, with Detective Frank Hunt. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We have officially taken over the case, okay? So...
Are you guys with Kissimmee?
No, we're with Orange County. It's just a different unit.
Oh, okay. What unit are you with?
We're with sex crimes.
Okay.
It's just because of her age and...
So her response to this will be her reaction to finding out that it's the sex crimes unit. Hi, Jen Lou. Good to see you.
Is why we take over. Does that make... I know it's kind of confusing, but like we have like different rules in Orange County, and depending on like people's age, we sometimes take over investigation when it comes to missing persons.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, when you talked to him earlier, I kind of got like a brief synopsis of what happened. I understand you have a new job.
Yes.
Okay? And if I say anything that's incorrect, please correct me, okay? You have a new job, and last night you asked them to go sleep upstairs because you wanted to get rest. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What time was this? Do you remember? It doesn't have to be like exact time, but like just... Oh, and then yesterday she had her... Or Sunday she had her birthday party, right?
Sunday she had her birthday party.
Okay, what time was that party at?
It started at 3 o'clock.
Okay, from 3 to what time?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there. I was at work.
Oh, okay, you weren't there.
But I know my sister was home around 8:30.
Was Stefan here at that time?
I'm not sure if he was here at the time, but I think he got here a little bit after. And he was like, okay, she was already doing what she was supposed to. She had taken her nighttime meds, and she was getting ready for bed, like taking a shower. She'd take showers at night. So he's like, okay, she was already on it. I didn't get home until, I'm going to say 10:30.
Okay.
And then at 11, I sent him to bed.
Did Stefan make it to the party?
No.
Okay. And then... Once you get here, you said you sent her to bed at 11. And the following morning, well, I'm sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. You send them upstairs, right? How many bedrooms are upstairs?
3.
Okay. Where?
In bedroom number 4.
Okay. And what about Stefan?
Bedroom number 4.
Okay. Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes. When I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when... also, a lot of times, we will sleep together in the king-size bed, all 3 of us. Or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and
our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing. Okay, where were you sleeping? Downstairs in the king size bed. Okay,
So she's downstairs in the king size bed. Describes it as not unusual for them to sleep together upstairs. Do you guys in chat think that that's normal? Just curious. I think I already know the answer to this, but you know, just because right here we have the mother describing it as a normal series of events.
Is it just you two here? Well, you guys have a roommate, right? We have 2 roommates, and one of the roommates has a son who's here like a little bit more than half the week. So what rooms do you guys use? The room downstairs, the master bedroom downstairs, and room number 4. Okay. So it wasn't last night. It was the night before. Stefan slept in bedroom number 4, and you slept downstairs. Yes. In the master. Okay. What time did you wake up? I'm going to say around 8 o'clock in the morning, Stefan came into the room and was trying to put the leash on the dog. Somewhere between, he came into the room somewhere between 8 and 8:15. He came in to put the leash on the dog, and I got up to try to help him because my dog is kind of a nervous dog and I didn't want him to pee on the bed. So we wrangled him, put him on his leash, and he said, "Go back to sleep." And I said, "Okay." So I laid back and went back to sleep. Okay. I heard people in the kitchen. I'm not sure exactly who was in the kitchen. As far as I know, I came downstairs to get ready in her. So she's got she's kind of got a bedroom in the living room. If you go into the apartment, you'll see there's like one of those fake walls, separating half the bedroom. She's got like a desk with a bedroom and a TV and a dresser. But she'll hang out there during the day, but she never sleeps there. She always sleeps with me, and then the rare occasion upstairs. But most of the time it's with me. Okay. Did you see her on Monday morning? Visually see her? No. Did you hear her? I heard many people in the kitchen. I'm not sure if it was my roommate or her specifically.
My other question, and hello, let's unpack that, and Marco and everyone else who joined. She never asked why that unit is there. Her response was okay. And then they try to explain, well, because of her age, blah, blah, blah. But not once was she like, okay, but my daughter was a virgin. You know, she's only 13. She just turned 13. She's pretty much still, you know, none of that ever came out of her mouth. But now another question for chat. Is it normal for you guys to not see your children before they're taken to school? You know, she just claims that she's just stayed in her room, thought maybe she might have heard her. Madeline's friends in their interviews that we've read through said that Stefan never brought her to school and that Jenn normally did. So now all of a sudden I guess we're just going to have to act like it's normal that this one morning of all mornings, Stefan takes her to school and Jenn doesn't see her at all, just stayed in the room. Yeah, but I was a stay-at-home mom, so I just took them to school. Depends on the household dynamics. Right. Nope, I always got up with my kids. No, Jenn ain't wrapped right. Yes, exactly, Pink Diamond. What mom doesn't say good morning to their kid and make sure they're getting ready for school? Sleep comes second. And she had gotten up, which we read in her interview, and said that she helped Stefan find some dog leash in the room. And then later, through the investigation notes, we read that they found Madeline's other white crock in Jenn Soto's room. So one of the white Crocs were found in the dumpster with her laptop and backpack. And then the other Croc was found in Jenn Soto's room. So just leave that there as a little note.
Okay, is your roommate a male or a female?
Female.
Okay.
They're both females.
When was the last time you physically saw?
Wednesday, 11 o'clock. I'm sorry. Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Sunday when you sent her to bed?
To bed. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then when you woke up, you said you woke up briefly because Stefan went in there. Did you go back to sleep?
Yes.
What time did you get up?
Let me see if I actually have my alarm set. No, I don't have the specific day on there. Let me check something real quick. I'm pretty sure I woke up around 9 o'clock in the morning. And then I left at 9:30.
I had an appointment.
I had a doctor's appointment at like 10:15. But they took a while. And then by the time they did my blood work and whatever, I think I got home somewhere between 11 and 11:15.
Okay. When you got back, was Stefan here?
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
What was he doing?
Just sitting in my room. At my computer desk on his phone.
Okay. What did you guys do?
We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Let me see. Pretty sure he called me around 10:18.
What did he call you for?
To let me know, that they didn't go to McDonald's as planned. He had asked her multiple times if she wanted to stop at McDonald's because that was the plan the night before. That they were going to wake up early. He was going to take her to McDonald's, do like a special McDonald's breakfast, and then drop her off at school early because she wanted to get there a little early. But on his way to school, she was very sleepy and wanted to sleep in the car. And she said she did not want to do McDonald's. She just wanted to be dropped off.
Okay.
Also to let me know that he left his phone at home because I had called him multiple times and he hadn't picked up. He had left his phone at home by accident. He had went to the vape shop. But they didn't open on time, so he had waited for quite a while in front of the vape shop. They didn't open, so he left and came back, and we hung out a little bit, and then I think he left again to the vape shop to go buy what he needed.
Okay.
Do you want the name of the vape shop?
Yes. If you have it on top of your mind, I'm sure we're going to talk again soon, and we'll have more.
No, I'm just saying because that might be helpful if you want to see like surveillance or anything.
Okay.
So if she's, kind of hinting, which we've read this before, that she'd offer up the information about which vape shop he had gone to, in case you want to do surveilling. So are you suspicious of your boyfriend, Stefan, at this point? Because you're trying to kind of lead us over there, it seems.
So, at some point, I understand he gets like a flat tire and he's not able to go with you to pick school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you get to the school, how do you realize that she wasn't there?
So I left her. I usually leave around 2:30 to pick her up. She gets out of school at 4. So I wait it takes me about 20-25 minutes to get to the school, and then I wait about an hour for her to get out.
waited the whole time. And then when the bell rang and then it was time for her to come out, she wasn't one of the first kids like she normally is. And I realized I was holding up the line because everyone behind me had children and they needed to get out because I was the first in line. So after about, I'm going to say, I think it was like 4:10, she didn't come out and I was holding up the line, so I drove away. I said, maybe I forgot to tell her that I was picking her up that day because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working that day. But I had assumed that she thought, she knew that I was going to go get her. So because she never came out, I left and I went. She works less than, I'm going to say it's like a 3-minute drive from the school. It's very close. She works in the Hunters Creek Villages area. I drove that way, and I drove along the path that she would walk, and I didn't see her. And then office, I asked, hey, has she gotten here yet? They said no. And I said, okay, let me wait a little bit. And I parked back again on Hunters Park Lane, I think. And
So, yeah, Tony, I agree. And again, they might need her desperately, which I don't know why they would. It seems everything's pretty black and white, to be their witness for a trial. Now, there also might not be anything that is showing them concrete evidence that she had knowledge of what had happened to Maddie. Like just her changing stories, that can all be explained by, PTSD, stress, mental condition, anguish, all these things. If she had a lawyer that were, arguing them for her, if there's no, text message or anything, her on camera with Stephan, etc., what more can they do? They said, quote, that there was no evidence of a crime. Again, I think we all agree that there should be some sort of child neglect, and somebody mentioned the fact that the room had that gun in it without the lock. There's just nothing that points to Jenn being involved in any of the crime. So you can always charge someone when evidence is presented. But as of right now, that's where it's standing. So I guess I just pretty much agree. It's like, when would we ever know how much she really knew or how much she was involved? So if there's nothing on paper, and remember, Stephan's mother has stated that she knew more, and it's not fair that Stephan's the only one in prison or in jail. So what evidence do they have that she knew more or she was more involved? It just doesn't seem like they have it. But I do think that it's bizarre. She used her daughter to keep that monster. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Pink Diamond. Like, it has to be, clear as day. Hey, Kelt, good to see you. And we don't know. A grand jury could be convening. That's true. Right. We don't know. And even in that news report we played in the beginning, they said, hey, Zoe, they straight up said, at this moment, there's nothing. It's not saying that nothing could come in the future. But again, there would need to be something extremely concrete, or it's just not worth it.
waited along that lane to see if I would see her walking. And I didn't see her walking. And it was about 4:30, 4:35. At this point, she should have. So I went back to the office. And then I was like, is she here yet? No, she hasn't gotten here. And I said, okay, hold on. Let me see. I called her best friend. And I was like, hey, are you... I don't know if I told her I was picking her up from school today or to walk to the office, but I don't see her anywhere. And she goes, no, she never came to school today. She didn't come to first or second period. And I said, what do you mean? We dropped her off close to school. She should have walked to school. She goes, no, she never made it to any of her periods. And I said, can you please check with your other friends in your other classes to see if she ever made it? She got back to me and said no. At this point, I started to panic because I realized something was wrong.
So Jenn says that she started to panic. The friend who she's talking about in her interview said that Jenn didn't seem panicky at all.
I emailed one of her teachers, a few of her teachers actually, and one of them responded to me. He said she didn't make it to his period at all, and he checked all her other classes, and she didn't make it to school at all. That's when I knew something was truly wrong, and I'm before that email or after that email. But I started panicking and freaking out because she should have been to school. She should have made it.
And then I understand she forgot her phone, right?
Yeah.
Is it common for her to not have her phone?
Yes. She's got ADHD. She's super forgetful. She never realizes that she's in the shower for a whole hour. She loses track of time. She's very...
And then you guys went looking for her, right?
Yes.
Where did you...
So Madeline was taking hour-long showers. Well, I can only imagine how much she felt she needed to clean herself with everything that we know about. Sorry, but it is interesting that she said she would lose track of time even in hour-long showers. That poor girl.
Look, like, did you drive somewhere? Did you walk? Like, where did you go look for her?
Okay. So, after her best friend called me, actually, or I talked to her best friend on the phone, I went back to the school to see, let me check her official attendance, let me see what's going on. They were already closed. Nobody was at the school. So I searched by backtracking into the school and then coming back out and seeing that there were no kids at the school at all. So then I drove office. Everything was driving. And then I think that response from her teacher at that point. But
did you come back to the apartment at any point yesterday once you realized she was missing?
Stephan was at home waiting for us to get back. And then when I told him something was wrong, she never made it to school, he completely hauled it back to me. And then we all stood there waiting for the cops to show up, and they didn't show up till like 7:30. It took them a while to respond. I think they were looking for other missing kids around the area too. But yeah, no, we did not come back home until we were done with the police. We were done with everything. There was nothing else for us to do. Just except come back
Where
home.
was her phone when all of this was happening?
With me.
So the phone was with her. Where exactly was it in the house is what I'm confused. I hope they clarify. And hello, Dustin and Being Bio Girl. Good to see you guys. Katie says she didn't search for her at all. I'd love to know if there's evidence of her, making these searches, because that'd be great. Hey, John, good to see you.
How did you get the phone if you never came back here?
I took it with me to go pick her up from school. I was going to give it to her when she got in the car and be like, listen, you forgot your phone again, and let her play on it. I'll do that sometimes when she forgets it. I bring the phone with me and I just give it to her afterwards. But I had brought it with me to go pick her up from school.
Okay. And you works where?
I won't get you the address exactly. Yeah.
And then, did you at any point check her phone out while you had it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Actually, I started looking, but I could not concentrate on reading anything. I was too panicked and too worried. I handed the phone to my sister. She's the one, and my niece. They both started going through her texts. I saw her texts. Nothing seemed weird. No weird random people. Everyone is someone I was familiar with or had heard about.
And remember, she texted her friend when she turned 13, she wanted to run away and live in the woods. But here, Jenn is saying she checked her phone and there wasn't anything weird.
They checked her Roblox. They checked her Discord. I checked her Discord as well. There was nothing weird. one of the police officers taught me to look at deleted text messages. We looked at those as well. They were random text messages deleted. They weren't anything.
Do you remember where you were when you were looking at her phone?
Yes.
Which is where?
Let me see. Is it okay if I call her?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll get the exact address.
And then while she answers, were you guys, when you guys were looking for her, did you guys keep looking for her in the Hunters Creek area or somewhere else?
Hunters Creek area.
Okay. Did you guys come back here at any point?
No.
What time did you guys come back home?
Hold on a second. What time did we come back? What time did we come back? That was a very good question. I was going to say it was like somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock p.m.
Did you guys go back out after that?
Stefan went back out.
And this was last night, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where was after this?
With me.
Okay. Did you leave the house at any point with her phone after this?
Yes, Mom Mac. I believe they had already known about the dumping of his her items in the dumpster.
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
Hold on. No, I think it's been home all day today, too.
It's been home all day today?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
What time did the police take her phone?
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, they took it. I don't have it anymore. What time did he take the phone? I've made so many phone calls today and seen so many people today that I
was it
don't
light
know.
out or dark out?
It was light out. It was
still
Detective
light.
Hunt still yeah, it was during the daytime.
Is it just me or does it sound like the cop is getting frustrated with her? And hello, Alex. Good to see you.
And then, but other than that, her phone was here all day?
In the morning, yes.
Did you guys take the phone anywhere other than when Detective Hunt took the phone?
I think it's been home all day. I don't think I left the house with her.
Okay. Did Stefan have access to the phone?
I'm sorry, I took my medicine, so I feel a little spacey.
So as soon as she's asked a question about Stefan, a very important one, has Stefan had access to her phone all day? All of a sudden, I'm very spacey. I don't know. It's just, it goes back to exactly what Tony was saying. Is like, I don't think that we'll ever know, like, what level of knowledge that she has. How can you prove to everybody and to a jury that she knew more if there's just no concrete evidence of it? You can tell they're questioning her like they're already suspicious. I think so too. Like, come on, how do you not know? She's all over the place. Like, I don't know if I took her phone with me. Where was the phone when you found it at home? We still haven't figured that out.
I think I've had it with me. I think it's been with me.
Okay. Did you go through her phone today?
Yes.
Okay. Where was that at?
Here.
And what were you looking for at that time?
To see if there was anything else. What we couldn't access on Monday night was Roblox. So my niece came over and logged into her Roblox and checked out messages.
But then they were also, my sister was also looking through her phone to see if there was anything.
Here at the house?
Yes.
And that was today?
Yes.
Okay, do you guys have her account information as far as like her iCloud and all that stuff? Or is it just on her phone?
I've had a hard time logging into it before when I was trying to get her a new phone. So I'm not sure if I can log in to her iCloud. I think it's all on her phone.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is because so like they took the phone and they downloaded it, right? They can see like if somebody tries to access her accounts and stuff like that. So if you guys do have access to anything, yeah, if you guys can refrain from like logging back in.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So it doesn't look like she if she tries to like access her accounts from like somewhere else, that way we can track that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So they're asking if you can, just try not logging into any more of her accounts so that when he's going through the phone, it doesn't look like she's trying to log on from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else that they wanted us to clarify?
Did you find the address to your...
Sorry, let me call her again.
Or what's the name of it?
Oh, if I could remember her business name, I don't know.
What kind of business?
It's an insurance business. I think Advanced Insurance something group.
And then I know that you've been with us for the most part of the day, right?
Yes.
We have, I want to say maybe like 40 people out here, okay? Between us and Kissimmee. And we're all, going to be working basically overnight and throughout the day tomorrow until we... Okay? Tonight, what we're going to do is, I know we already secured your house, right? We asked everybody to leave. So, another thing that I'm going to ask is if you guys can find somewhere else to stay for the night, because we're going to have Kissimmee out here at your apartment for the rest of the night, because the people that come and like take pictures and all that other stuff are not going to respond until the morning. Okay, so nobody can go into the house for the rest of the night until the house gets, we need to take pictures and do other stuff with the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
And unfortunately, because you guys have such a big apartment, it's not something that only one person does. Like, we don't do that, right? We have our forensics unit come out. And it's not something that one person can do by herself. So she has to wait until people come in, because they're on call after midnight, right? So she has to wait for the other people to come in the morning, and then they're all going to come in as a unit and try to get it done as quick as possible.
Okay. I need to go back into the house. I have medication that I have to take in order to be like normal. Is there a possibility that I can go back in there and get my meds?
Yes. Give me a few minutes, and then we'll try to figure out how we can get your medication. Okay, but that's something that we can definitely get. Okay. Does it make sense what I'm telling you?
Yes. I just don't know what we're going to do about finding a place to go, but okay,
and then, because lost in Stefan's car, we're also going to tow his car.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about anything that I'm telling you? Okay, so from now on, it'll probably be me getting in touch with you, okay? Not Detective Hunt. Okay? Do you understand everything that we discussed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get your direct number?
Yes.
And job address, if I remember it correctly, is 13550 Village Park Lane. Suite 125 in Orlando, Florida.
That's in Hunters Creek. Hunters Creek, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Village Park Drive, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
And 13550.
Yes.
Is that like an apartment complex?
It's a business building? I don't know. It's a building with a lot of business and offices inside.
And when did you say you were there?
I got there around 4. Well, see, I left and came back. So 4:45. I got there, and I think I stayed until they had left.
Were you there today?
No.
Is there anyone would be anywhere near that area today?
No, I don't think so. It's been with me. Oh, Detective Hunt went back to that office. I'm so sorry, and he had her phone.
Okay, he had her phone at that time.
Yeah.
Why did he go back to that office?
Because my uncle had walked the path along the trail, and he had found a wallet with not 90, but like credit cards and something that had somebody's state on it. So he went to pick it up to see if it was of any interest.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my business card. I'm still here for a little bit longer. I'm going to talk to Stefan one more time. There was like a few things that we needed to clarify with him. And then we're going to, like me physically, after I get done talking to Stefan, I'm going to try to go get rest, right? Because we're going to continue to do all this.
Yeah.
There's other detectives that are coming from my unit, okay? So, like, there's always going to be somebody here.
Okay.
So just because I physically am not here, don't think that we're not physically working on this. We have a lot of people in our unit, right? So we're taking, like, shifts. And then the people we have violent crimes out here as well. And they're here till 4 in the morning. So I don't want you to think that, like, just because I'm leaving, that we're not still actively working on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, they are here till 4 in the morning, and then the day shift people that also work violent crimes come in around that same time, so they're going to take over. So, like, we have, like, people working till a certain time, and then other people coming and taking over, okay? So, like I said, just because I physically am not here doesn't mean that we're not still working on something. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I don't remember if Detective Tagler asked, but yesterday when you guys were out looking, do you remember what time you were out looking till?
So yesterday, I stayed in the office. My family went out searching.
So she didn't go out looking that day. Just noteworthy.
Which office?
1355, yeah.
You stayed until what time?
I'm going to say somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock. I left and then I came home.
You came straight here?
Yeah.
And then who was out? Your family was out looking?
Yeah, but I think they all stopped actually, I'm not sure. One of my uncles might have kept searching along the trail, but I'm not sure until what time he was out. My dad as well.
What about Stefan?
Stefan went out sometime in the middle of the night and went searching, cruising around to see if he could figure out where she might be.
Did she just say cruising around? And remember, is this in reference to him leaving at 3 in the morning? And then we know from, tracking and everything that came out in the evidence papers that he went back to the scene of the crime. I guess the dumping site, the second crime scene. So, he went out looking, then she stops herself. Hold on. I want to hear that again. Cruising? Because it sounded like she said fruising. I don't know. It was just really weird.
Cruising around to see if he could.
What about Stefan?
Stefan went out sometime in the middle of the night
sometime in the middle of the night and long pause. Middle of the night, 3 a.m, you mean? And he goes back to the dump site. But here you say searching and then fruising. I know everyone's saying cruising. Like, I think that's what she said. I don't know. It just sounded so weird. Thank you, Mary Beth, for becoming a member. Thank you so much, and welcome to the team.
When searching, cruising around to see if he could figure out where she might be. What car was he?
What about Stefan?
Stefan went out sometime in the middle of the night when searching, cruising around to see if he could figure out where she might be.
What car was he driving?
My car.
Was anybody driving Stefan's car?
No, just Stefan.
And what time was he out?
I have no idea. I fell asleep. But I know he drove my car because...
Wow, I have no idea. I fell asleep. How convenient. So you didn't know that he left at 3 a.m. Do we believe that, though? That's the thing.
When I got into it, I said, oh, the seat's adjusted. Did you drive my car? He goes, yeah, remember I said I was going to take a drive tonight to go search for her? Because he does have, like, insomnia. He can't sleep at night sometimes. And especially, like, that's what's going on right now.
So you have a conversation with him about him taking your car and you don't ask him what time he left? Because she just told the officer, I have no idea, I was asleep.
But I'm not sure what time he may have come in or out. But if you guys look at my gate clicker, you need that to come in the front gate. You can see what times he may have come in and out.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else for you. We're gonna clear some things with Stefan, and then I will let you know before I head out. Okay? Do you promise that everything you said today is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
And that's the end of it. So I'll just read your guys' comments. Yeah, how would you sleep? How can she sleep with her daughter missing? Just wow, she's guilty. Can't sleep at night, like when you sent him and your daughters to bed. I don't like this woman. Agree, Kel. It's like, the heck? Planet Jace with his sense of humor and sarcasm. Hey, I get sleepy. When my child was missing, I went lay down, go night-night, right? Why wouldn't she go with him to search for her daughter? She falls asleep with her daughter when her daughter is missing. I'm sickened by this. So, yeah, I know. I wouldn't be able to sleep. And why wouldn't you have this whole conversation with him? You're playing it off like you didn't know he took your car. So, yeah, I noticed that the seat was moved back, blah, blah, blah. I asked him about it. So you didn't get a time that he took it at? You can't provide cops the time, which we know is 3 a.m. A normal parent wouldn't sleep. She's not normal, though. I went to lay down and Stephansterns went cruising around while my daughter was missing. Right. Hey, Cindy. Good to see you. So a couple questions before we're kind of done. Who thinks that Jenn knew more about the murder? Like, leave the abuse out. Like, we'll just do the murder. Press 1 if you think so. Right. There are a lot of not normal people in this world, unfortunately. Yeah, I hope they find something so she can go to prison where she belongs, in my opinion. I do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Lots of ones. Hey, Mark, good to see you. The biggest moment for me that was like, wow, was when she says, I knew he was going to get her ready. What does that even mean? Right. And still, why was her one white crock found in your bedroom, but you claim to have never seen her that morning, and the other white crock was found in the dumpster? And, you never seen her that morning, but you told media that you did, and that you also told the cops that she was wearing black shorts. Why did Jenn have numbers on the bedrooms? She was running a cam operation. Was she running a cam operation? Right. And why send your daughter up to bed, one, with your boyfriend, two, when there is a tripod in the room and lubrication and a gun that's not in a safe? What is going on? I think it was too late by the time she was aware of what happened. So accessory after the fact? The numbers are because the rooms get rented out. Yes, and apparently the downstairs was like divided by, not doors. Hey, Destin Nation, New York, good to see you. It's just all bizarre. Who I'm missing a lot. I might go back and watch everything. Yeah, we talked about the recent update. Actually, let me pull that up again. We'll play that update again, talking about no charges for Jenn. And then we just went through the interview. Give me 1 second. Pull up that little report. I think she knew a lot and turned a blind eye and deaf ear on it. Yep. I believe she was involved and she covered it up. Yeah, there's like a lot of ranges of, her involvement. Okay, so let's go through the most recent update, came out today.
We've been following this major case of little Madelinesoto now since the beginning, since she was reported missing in Orange County in late February. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. This is a look at the 13-year-old girl's picture, and investigators ultimately found her dead in St. Cloud. This was back in early March. Police arrested this man, stephansterns, for her murder. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Stearns is the boyfriend of Maddie's mother. We interviewed them both before law enforcement found the teen's body. Channel 9, Shannon Butler joins us live in studio for this breaking update. And Shannon, sources have told you the mother of Madelinesoto has not broken the law.
That's right. And the interview with Soto takes place on February 27th, about 11:30 p.m., just after her daughter was reported missing. She has a hard time answering some of those questions, but sources tell me nothing so far she has done has been criminal. So at least for now, no charges will be filed. Jennifer Soto appears calm as she tells the Orange County detective the events surrounding her daughter's disappearance. She said at 11 p.m. that Sunday, just after her daughter's 13th birthday, she sent Madelinesoto and stephansterns to bed together.
Is it normal for both of them to sleep in the same room?
Sometimes when I really need a good night's sleep, I will send them upstairs. But when also a lot of times we will sleep together in the king size bed, all three of us, or sometimes Stefan will go upstairs and in our bed alone. So it just really depends on what's going on that night with our schedules and what we're doing.
She said they have two roommates and another child that sleeps there sometimes, and that Maddie's bedroom is downstairs in the living room. She told investigators she thought that her daughter was getting ready for school the next morning, but she never actually saw her. She said she got up and went to a doctor's appointment and then got back to the house about 11 a.m.
When you got back, was Stefan here?
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
What was he doing?
Just sitting in my room at my computer desk on his phone.
Okay. What did you guys do?
We chatted for a little bit. I asked him what had happened because he had called me earlier at 10. Pretty sure he called me around 10:18.
But according to investigators, that wasn't true because Stearns had already been seen driving out of the complex on video with a little girl slumped over in the front seat. Jenn said it wasn't until after Madelinesoto did not come out of the school and was told she wasn't actually there all day that she started to worry.
That's when I knew something was truly wrong. And I'm not before that email or after that email, but I started panicking and freaking out because she should have been to school. She should have made it.
Jenn's answers were hard to come by sometimes, and she told investigators she had taken medicine and was a little spacey, but nothing in this interview or any of the other evidence we received has given detectives a reason to charge her. So something else Jenn Soto told the investigators, she said that Stephansterns did not go with her to pick up Madeline Soto at school because he said he had a flat tire. Now that's true. Well, at least the flat tire part. He changed that tire near the same location where Madeline's body was found. Now, Greg, something important here, that it doesn't mean she'll never be charged. If investigators find something else that would warrant charges, they would do that. But at least right now, this is where we stand.
So many parts of that interview, Shannon, so disturbing, including the little girl sleeping with her boyfriend and her on occasion at 13. We'll see what happens, if anything. And
yes, and Kelt, I totally agree with you. And I was going to say that is very convenient too. You know, my medication and, you know, I'm spacey because of my meds, blah, blah, blah. She emphasizes that, you know, I got to get back into the house to get the meds. Is that going to be a problem? It's the only way that I can act normal. So her lawyer could easily say like, well, you know, the different statements that my client has made are because, you know, for one, she's under stress, and for two, her medication, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like that might have another like layer of complications to anything that she kind of was stating that she kind of changed, where we're kind of saying like, well, you said this at this point, but now you're saying this at this point. Anything can be kind of explained by possible medication use. So that's also just an added complication too, probably. Jenn Soto really upsets me. Agree. Definitely agree. Let me just read some of your comments. Who sends their minor daughter to be in bed with their 38-year-old boyfriend? Right. And a boyfriend who was in and out of their life, you know, for 7 years. It just, none of it makes sense, really. She didn't even have like a true bedroom. Meds are no excuse for pimping out your daughter to an ex-boyfriend. Right. She said that he wasn't at her birthday party, but that's BS. See, that's another thing that's kind of been changed around a lot. You know, I've heard also, I believe the sister's interview said he wasn't there. So I don't know. We'd have to go back over that. Yeah, I'm glad to know that lying to police is no longer a crime. That's going to make my future dealings with them so much easier. Lying to federal agents for sure is a crime. But we have yet to see an interview where any of them were feds. Yeah, I can't believe they say she did nothing criminal. I'm hoping this is just a ploy by law enforcement, get her to relax and then get her on something. It's possible, but we'll have to see like what role she plays in an upcoming trial against him. Is she vital? I don't know, for the state. I think she's took some kind of pictures and videos. Hard to know because we know there was a tripod doing that too. I will send them upstairs, let everything happen right. You know, just so I can get some sleep in the king size bed. And it's like, of all rooms to send them to, you're sending them to that room with the tripod, the lubrication, you know, like it's unbelievable. Like why wouldn't they have stayed down in the king size bed and you gone up to the room? It's just too coincidental. And then of all mornings, her friends said that Stefan never brings her to school. Of all mornings, he brings her to school that morning. And that's the one morning that, you know, she didn't see her daughter. It's too much. Couldn't remember because of she was feeling spacey because of the medications. If Stefan had access to her phone, something is off with her mannerisms, lies, implications. That angered me because he could be seen in the pictures. I know. Yeah, it is very sick. She's already making statements to have an excuse for her actions and inaction. Right. Oh, my meds, I have ADHD. Could he have been looking for a dog leash to be used to, I don't know. That the dog leash was a part of her story that morning. Yeah, kind of like maybe they're doing with Sebastian Rogers, mom and stepdad. Possibly, right? We still need some type of break in that case. Yeah, exactly. Planet Jace. I agree. Yeah, she's guilty of endangering her daughter at the least. She had to have known. For Stefan not being scared to say Maddie needs human contact to fall asleep, so Jenn knew this. Right. And just add the fact that there's some loaded weapon out and not in a safe. Like, there's so many things that point to Jenn being neglectful at the very least. Some people don't deserve the privilege and gift of being a parent. I have to agree. And on that, I think we'll end things tonight. So tomorrow night is our deep dive into the Watts case we do every week. When we get more audio in this case and interviews, we'll definitely go through it. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to the new members and to everyone who just hit the like button. I appreciate you guys so much. Jenn works 8 to 10 hours a week to keep her SSDI. She needs a whole night's sleep. She has all week, right? I agree, Cindy. Like, how is there not at least a charge of child neglect? At the very least, like, your actions did kind of aid and lead to the demise of your child. Your actions that you admit to and your inactions. Yes, thank you, Roxanne. And thank you to all my moderators, Mel Mac, Unravel, Bean Bio Girl, Roxanne, Johnny. You guys are awesome. If I didn't name you, I still appreciate you. And yes, everybody, I will see you tomorrow night around the same time. So good night, guys.